basically it was a heck of a lot simpler than it is now. For me, because modern technology and I never got on the same page, I don't think.
My stage in life at that time, I didn't really care where it came from. I just knew that
it worked.
Yeah, that we had a phone.
You had a phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you ask about, your first, it was phone and a phone company until I got involved on the board. Why then things have changed.
Yeah.
We had the old crank telephone yet. I would have been about 8, 9 years old.
That was probably back when our phone was the 3 longs and 3 shorts.
Yeah, ours was 2F2.
I still remember our ring was a long and 3 shorts.
In the beginning there was an 8-party line, and they went half, 4, and then eventually 1.
It went to 2 first, right?
I think so, yeah. And then I remember the small building had the Bell sign on it. Must have been
Down
porcelain.
Here.
Yeah.
The little white block building.
Yeah.
But you said it used to be somewhere other than that. Above
EJ's headquarters would be the bank now.
Okay.
EJ Edelsford had a store on the bottom floor, and then the telephone company, the switchboard, would actually go
upstairs
where the apartments were.
And then that would have been where the operators stayed as well, right?
If you wanted to talk to Bell or whoever happened to be on at that time, and of course Pat's dad was in the Standard Oil business, and Bell would take his calls. If he wasn't home and somebody called, well, she'd take the call, and then he'd call down there or stop in there and to see if anybody called.
Well, that was nice of her.
Yeah, that was
There were all kinds of
kind of like having an answering
arrangement.
Kind of like having an answering service.
Right. And it was kind of, I understand, we're kind of like call forwarding too. She'd say, "Oh, he's at so and so's house. Let me ring over there."
Yeah.
So we've added all this technology, and we're right back where we started in some ways. Though we didn't have Zoom calls back then, right?
I was asked by Bart, came down to our office and one time and just asked if I'd like to be on, and I said, I first heard it, I thought, well, yeah, that would be a new challenge, something I know nothing about. And he indicated that I didn't have to know anything about the business.
I can hear him say it.
So that's how I became a member. It was in 1990. Do you remember who I replaced, Ron?
So I'm trying to think. You came on in 90, you'd say?
Yeah. Bill Reagan was still on.
Yeah.
Raymond was still there.
No, I think Buck was still on yet.
In 90?
Not when I was.
Not when you were on? Okay, well, maybe it would have been up then.
So you say you came on board in 78 or 79?
Somewhere along in there, I think.
So that was right about deregulation and everything being upended and the world as we know it coming to an end almost. You two guys missed that.
It was kind of hectic there for a few years getting all that stuff figured out, but between Ray and Bart, they seemed to pretty much know what they were doing.
Well, I don't remember. I can't remember if Raymond had already passed away or not. But my Uncle Raymond was unable to continue serving on the board. And I'm thinking Ray must have called me or asked me or something. I'm not sure who did ask me. But I knew Ray from before. He tried to teach me how to play basketball for the kid tournament. He was in the same school district that I was in Rush number 8. And, so that was in 97.
Well, that was kind of a big deal for me when they changed out all the switching stuff, you know?
When they, basically after they built the new building, they put the new switch in the new switch room there and got rid of the old stepper switch, which I never saw, much to my dismay. And then probably 90 something,
Yeah.
we shoved another whole new switch in that same room, and we had two of them in there running side by side.
I think the decision to go to fiber optic was probably is a big. We took a lot of thinking about that, and it was, you know, and what a wonderful step we did. I mean, you know,
That was pretty out there at the
yeah,
time.
we were ahead of a lot of country doing it.
It seemed like we spent a lot of time dealing with problems. The Amish.
Did they want telephones?
Well, some of them did in case of fire or emergency or something, rather than no way to communicate at all.
Because when I started, there weren't these phone shacks. They were just in somebody's barn somewhere, or somebody's back porch, or whatever they could negotiate.
Yeah, we had another phone line put in the barn that they always used, you know, for a while. Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
Ask more questions and talk less.
I wish my brain was a lot more susceptible to technology to keep up with it, but you know, I mean, I'm trying. I've had to for farming. I mean, there is so much stuff with technology.
You know, there's only one solution there. You just got to jump in and do it.
Oh, I do. And ask for help from my son and my wife. You know, but and I was thinking, for some reason, I was going through and I found these stupid walkie-talkies and an old bag phone. You know, we thought we had the world by the tail when we got those things. They break your back to carry them suckers around now compared to a little bitty cell phone, you know. And isn't it just amazing what, you know, I can remember those changes pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I mean, I got two granddaughters out in the state of Washington, and they send instant pictures of them playing in the snow. I mean, if you'd have told me that was going to happen 25 years ago, would I ever believe that you could do that just like that?
And you were going to pull them out and look at them on your phone wherever you were?
Yeah, I got them right here. I could show them to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about, and I see this all the time, the older people that I deal with, they're always like, oh, I'm just no good at this technology. And actually, most of them are pretty good. But when I think about what their life has spanned, you know, you start out using a phone that you cranked and talked into the wall and maybe didn't even have electricity and used an ice box. I bet you those people are better adapted to today than if you pick somebody off the street now and put them back there in that time frame.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what, I think a lot of times people feel inadequate or incompetent even without realizing all the skills and knowledge that they have that other people don't have.
I don't think most people know how long it's been here. It's over 100 years, isn't it?
115. Yeah, over 115, I think.
And they've made the changes that are necessary to keep operating.
Right.
I would hope KCTC would remain aggressive like they have in the past. Hopefully there are people here that are knowledgeable.
And you know, this phone company has been right up and ahead of its keeping up with technology. And I'm really proud to be a part of that. I mean, it's, we've really worked hard to stay ahead of what people were going to want in the future. I think they're pretty lucky to have KCTC offering their service.
Well, I will say, I think that we do stand on the shoulders of giants, of those who have gone before us, you guys and the ones that came before you, because it really, if you don't stay progressive like you're talking about, Fred, if one generation decides to just rest, it's really hard for the next generation to dig out of that hole. So, thank you guys for what you've done and are doing, and thanks for coming in here and sharing your thoughts a little bit.